Good afternoon, I'm Josh Duncan, and these are some of the top headlines out of the KelownaNow newsroom today. It was quite the sight at the Circle K at Gordon and KLO on Monday afternoon. Shortly after 3 p.m., an SUV plowed through the exterior wall of the convenience store in the small strip mall in the southeast corner of the intersection, southwest, It happened at a busy time of day as well, with nearby KLO middle school students flooding the area for some after-school snacks and hangout time once that school day wrapped up at 3 p.m. Despite that and the destructive nature of the crash, there were no serious injuries reported. Police told KelownaNow only one person suffered minor injuries, although BC Emergency Health Services told the newsroom that 4 people were transported to hospital in stable condition. Spokesperson Brian Twait said 3 ambulances and a paramedic supervisor responded to the scene around 3:20 p.m. According to police, no criminality was involved in the incident. It's been deemed accidental in nature. As of this afternoon, the Circle K still boarded up and closed for the day. Changes could be coming to Kelowna's controversial short-term rental restrictions. City Manager Doug Gilchrist provided an update to Council on Monday, saying Kelowna may be in a position to request opting out from BC's short-term rental principal residence requirement. The current rules state that cities with 2 consecutive years of a rental vacancy above 3% can opt out of the restrictions, on short-term rentals that require them to only be someone's principal residence. Currently, Kelowna's rental vacancy is sitting around 5-6%, and Gilchrist said that 2-year requirement likely to be met in November. BC's short-term rental restrictions, which essentially prohibit people from renting out units they do not live in, went into effect for Kelowna and much of the province back on May 1st, 2024. A lot of outcry at the time, especially from people in Kelowna who bought units in places like Aqua and stuff like that, where they bought them for Airbnb. You might see a flood of Airbnbs coming to the market in Kelowna very soon. Kelowna Council has greenlit a plan that will see 9 urban parks planned, designed, and built at the same time. The so-called Urban Parks Bundle, created in an effort to save both time and money, was supported on Monday at Council. Included in the bundle would be Walrod, Wilson, Martin, Marianne, Collison, Dayton, Barley, Casorso, Aurora, and Rutland's Lion Park. You can see all those on the map a little easier than me saying them. Senior project landscape architect Keith Pinkowski said bundling these projects will help the city streamline design, community engagement, and construction, as well as help coordinate upgrades to nearby roads and infrastructure, and it'll all be reflected in the upcoming 10-year capital plan. Public engagement was already held over the summer for 2 Rutland parks, Aurora and Rutland Lions, as you can see there on the map. The same will begin for Walrod, Barley, and Casorso before the end of this year. Work on the rest getting underway in early 2026. All right, a couple of quick hitters here. Fire crews doused a grass fire near West Kelowna City Hall today. A report of smoke led firefighters to the 150 by 150 foot blaze in a field near the intersection of Galatly and Carrington. Crews were able to quickly douse the rank 1 fire before it spread to any nearby areas, and the cause, unknown at this time, remains under investigation. All right, in Kelowna, Mounties are searching for a man who hasn't been seen in over a year and a half. 47-year-old David Case, last seen on January 18th, 2024, in the 400 block of Highway 33 West. Police say they have concerns about his health and well-being. He is described as a white male, around 5'7", with a smaller build. Case reportedly has very short grain brown hair, brown eyes, and a mustache and beard. Anyone with information on his whereabouts urged to contact the Kelowna RCMP. And wrapping up, the Okanagan Humane Society says help is urgently needed to save animals in need across the region. It's been a record-breaking year for the charity, and not in a good way, as it has faced numbers it has never seen before in its 30-year history. So far in 2026, the OHS has rescued, treated, and supported 3,534 animals in need. That's equivalent to 14 animals a day and a pace of over 5,000 for the full year. That continues a stark upwards trend from 4,000 in 2024, 2,500 in 2023, and 1,500 in 2022. Executive Director Romney Runnels says they've lost ground in the battle against pet overpopulation since the COVID-19 pandemic, as the influx in adoptions when people were locked down or stayed at home more has reared its ugly head when met with increased vet bills or uncontrolled breeding. Most recently, an outbreak of canine parvovirus has been testing OHS volunteers and local vets, and if we scroll back quickly to that photo, that is Octavia, a dog that was diagnosed with parvo. Fortunately, on the mend now. OHS volunteers reportedly working around the clock to deliver life-saving vaccines, including those for parvo, spay and neuter surgeries, microchips, and rehoming services to animals desperately in need. However, the volume has seriously strained the organization's resources. Anyone willing to donate to the nonprofit or volunteer their time is encouraged to explore their options on the OHS website. You can find a link to that website and fundraising opportunities in our story online today. All right, wrapping up a quick look at the forecast. Another sunny day in Kelowna. Beautiful out there, around 26 degrees right now. Should push up to close to 30 before the afternoon is done. Clear and a low of 13 overnight. And then tomorrow, pretty much the exact same as today. Sunshine and a high of 29 degrees. That is it for me on this beautiful Tuesday, but you can read up on all these stories and plenty more at KelownaNow.com. Also be sure to check out our Now Media YouTube, TikTok, and X accounts for even more content. Enjoy your evening, Kelowna. I will be back here tomorrow with more headlines for your hump day, and we'll see you then.
We don't just report the news. We live here too. We're your neighbors, bringing you stories that matter to all of us. No government funding, no outside influence. Kelowna Now, local, independent. News you can trust.